And we're live. Sorry about that, but yeah, suddenly my connection went poof, and I literally had to restart my computer. But that's better when it happens at the beginning and not the end. So everything seems to be working fine now, and hopefully it will stay that way for the entirety of this session, because what I want to do today is I'm gonna try and see if we can wrap up this inertia with React exercise. I don't think there is too much to do left, so I want to see if I can maybe just tie a bow on that, wrap it up, ship it to nowhere. No one's gonna see that, but at least call it done. We'll see if we have time for that. In the meantime, because I restarted my computer, everything is closed, and I have to send all of my things. So I'm gonna keep the music going for a bit while I go and take care of the social aspect of the stream. In the meantime, how are you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Oh, thank you. You kept my tabs. So nice of you. Oh, God, why would you do this? I mean, if you're gonna post something like this, make it wait until it's out and don't tease everyone. Let's see. Post, new post. I think I have a copy of this in Discord. Should be here. Yeah, let's use this one. And that should be it. I said that should be it. All right. All right, we can get going now. Let's see. So last time we ended up with the update form kind of working. I think what we are going to work today is just polish that a bit more. I think the upload of the new file needs a bit of work, you know, making sure that if you post a new file, the previous one gets deleted. And I believe we still don't have, no, we do. I was thinking about validation, but we do have client-side validation. And I think I'm going to keep it like that. I mean, that's what we have it. That's why we have it. That's why the form helper has validation on the client. And what else? Yeah, I'm not gonna worry too much about the details. As soon as I have the update form working as expected and a bit more polished, I think we can call it a day. So might be a short session today. Right. Double right. Okay, let's work on this. Right now, in the posts controller, in the update request, we're collecting the old path. This breaks down as soon as we don't send any path on the company logo. We need to check for that. I'm actually checking for the old path. Yeah, I think what I want to do is if there is a new path, then delete the old one and then store the new one. Otherwise, just leave it, right? See if we can do this. um, this is going to be null if should be null if this doesn't work, correct? At least that's what I think. Or is it this? What it's null? Let's see. But if there is a path, then that means that we stored a new one. We should do this over here. Yeah, let's switch the location of this to be up there. We'll do it first. I don't like that double if. If we can put it in here too, if we have a path and there is an old one, then delete the old one. Yeah. Now, what happens? Well, that's a problem. Can't put those two in the same place. Because what I want to happen is, well, Maybe I can do it here. If no path, then path becomes old path. Let's check the logic here. Let's assume that we are sending a file, but there was no file before. So old path is no. Path is not no. So this would not happen. Neither would this. So we end up just putting path in company logo, and that's what we want. Now, assuming that we are sending a file and there was a previous one stored, which means that this is not null, this is not null. So we do this, we delete the old one, we don't do this, and then just put the new one in company logo. Let's assume that we're not sending a file, but there was a previous one. So this is not null, this is null. We don't do this, so we don't delete anything. And we end up doing this. And then we do the update. So we simply put the old value into the new, into the update. I think that's okay. The last thing I should do is redirect. All right, let's give that a try. I think we have an example here of this one has a previous one. So let's not send a new one. Change a few things here, like the URL, company name, salary, and then save. Okay, so store on null. All right, so this comes in null when you don't send. I was suspecting that. Let's do this. Means that if this is null, path is going to end up being null. I think we can just send it again. Yep, that worked. So the same one stayed there. Let's try and changing that. By the way, let's take a look at the files first. Which we have, where do we have them? Which one is that? Not that. Maybe this one. Yeah, definitely this one. This one should go away. So this is DM at the end. Let's grab this one here. Click open and then save. The update worked, and let's check on the files, refresh. Well, it didn't delete it. I don't like that. created a new one, but did not delete the previous one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 files. And if I try to do that same thing again, but with a different file, 2, 3, 4, 5, save, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, no, the save logic or the delete the old one logic is not doing the thing that I want. Let's check out why. Okay. B6 ROC. There it is. That one was created. What's with the old one then? E1. Logos E1. Maybe I'm not passing the right path to that. Yeah, that's probably it. Do I have to say disk? Yeah, that's probably it. I have to specify the disk, and the disk is public. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Yeah, state 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That worked. The old one is gone. The new one is here. In fact, we only have one. We can probably delete all of the rest, which is this. This is the new one, right? I think. Fact. It's TB9. TB9. This is the only one. Let's delete the other ones. We send a new one. It is updated, but the file stays at 1. We just see the new one, so simple as that. We should put a delete button here. Yeah, Let's add a delete button over here so that the user can actually remove a post. We want this in the post form. We only want to show that button when we're editing. So the same way that we did, what did we show? Um, so basically we have a job post. If we can do this, they're gonna look ugly at first, but that's fine. That's fine. Primary button. See if we can change that color. I think the easiest way would be to create a copy of this one, call it danger button, and just change the classes. Yeah. Copy, paste, copy pasta. Rename this one to danger button. It already exists? Okay. Maybe I should look more closely. All right, there it is. Do have to import it like so. Also, let's give this a class name so that we can spread the items. Put some separation in between those two. So item center. And gap 6, maybe. Yeah. That's looking good. So now I want to give a notification, give a warning before this happens. I'm not gonna do anything fancy with that, just a default confirmation from the browser. I just have to figure out how to do that on React. Hmm. I'm gonna make this type button so that it does not submit the form by default. Otherwise, if it's not type button, the form will be submitted right away. We're gonna have a const delete equals probably an e here. What are you complaining about? Probably the location of this. What? Oh, you won't let me do delete as declaration? Okay. Probably because of, yeah, there is going to be a delete here. That's why. Or not. Why won't you let me do this? That's interesting. Hold on, let me check the documentation real quick. So, inertia. Yeah, there should be a delete method. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Can I call this one destroy? No. How about that? I know this is a long shot, but can we do confirm? Yes, because this is JavaScript. Are you sure you want to delete this post? That should be on an if, but I want to see if it pops up. So if I click this, there it is. Are you sure you want to delete this post? And if you click OK, then it continues. Let's click cancel for now. Let's put this inside an if. And then we can call destroy, which is the method. Now the route is going to be posts in the job ID, right? So that means I need a route in web.php that will handle a delete call. So route delete, and then the post. This will go to post controller class. The method, I believe, should be, I don't remember if it is destroy or delete. Let me check. Destroy. Of course, we want this to be authorized, and the name will be destroy. Did we have a policy for this? Post policy. Yes, we do. Make sure we use that in post controller. Right? Yeah, this should work. Let's say that I want to delete that one. Then I click delete. Am I sure? Yes. I get redirected and the post is gone. So good news and bad news. Good news is I think we're done. I can't think of anything else to do here. It was intended to be a very simple project. I have indeed learned a lot. At least I can say now that I have used and successfully created a project with Inertia using React. Even though it's a simple project, it's a new project. Not a new project, but a noob project. Still, it was an experience. I had the opportunity to do it, and everything went relatively well. Very few issues. Oh, no, wait. The tags. What am I doing? The freaking tags. I really don't want to do that. Hmm. All right, let's give this another try. I'm gonna try and find, because I don't want to do it myself. I don't want to create an input, a tag input. See if I can find one right real quick. Again. You think? Looks easy enough, but as soon as I drop it in a project, it's not going to work. Yeah, this part, the styling, it's the one thing that always fails. Not come up with any style, however, it's very easy to customize the look of the component the way you want it. Sure. By default, the component provides the following classes with which you can style. Hmm. Oh, great. Brother. I don't know. Why can't people use Tell Me CSS and be done with it? Yeah, no. This is not going to work. Try another one. You know what? This one doesn't look so bad. I can probably use Tailwind CSS when using the class names. Then just come up with my own styles. Copy a little bit of this. And don't worry about having the tags in the database. Just come up with them. Just add a list of tags as you want. And those will be in your component. Sorry, in your post. Let's try this. Let's try this way. Oh, let's try this. I'm going to. This is probably a fool's errand, but anyway. Hey, Sean Films, how are you doing? I'm doing great, thank you so much. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Happy Friday. Awesome. I'm glad that you're doing great. I'm just trying to get this tag input, just wrap it today. It's gonna be very simple. I'm not even gonna do tags in database. Just create a list of tags and that's it. I want to be able to start the new project on Monday. Well, if this doesn't work, I'll have to research this thing again this weekend so that I can come up with a better solution for the tax input. And then the new project will start on Wednesday. But if I can choose, I would rather do it and wrap this today. Now we have a constructor. Super. This state equals new tag. We have handle change by this, handle key down by this, handle Then we need all of those. Handle key down, handle remove. Yep. Come on, dude. Come on. Here, just do this for me. Thank you. Not me, don't worry. So inertia is SSR, but easier. Not really. What inertia is essentially a protocol. It's a protocol of communication between your client components, be it Vue.js or React, and your backend, which is Laravel. The backend uses controllers and models and everything else. And when you typically in a regular Laravel application, what you do is you render views. And those views are Blade templates, simple HTML. With Inertia, instead of rendering a view, you render a component or a page, and that which is essentially a component. And that component becomes the view for your application. So it takes place of it replaces the view in Laravel. And Inertia bridges the communication between your component on this side and your backend controller. So it means that you don't have to deal with the communication. Like, for example, on Vue.js or React, if you want to call a method on your controller, you would have to treat it as an API, like doing an Axios post or get or anything else. In this case, you already have, for example, in this form that I'm doing, Inertia gives you a form helper because it's something really common to do. So the form helper is just a use form. And that form helper gives you helper methods to send a post request, to send a destroy request, which is a delete, post, patch, etc. And all you have to do is call that method and pass the route of your Laravel on your Laravel backend. And you don't have to do anything else. And then on your backend, which is the controller, first of all, we have the routes. And then the controller handles those calls like a regular Laravel application, with the difference being that when you render something, what you say is inertia render, and you pass the location of your component. In this case, for example, I'm rendering an edit component, which is a regular inertia component, which is called edit here. So yeah, Inertia just bridges the communication between your client side and your server side and makes it seamless so that you don't have to deal with XHR calls from your client to the server and vice versa. I use .NET for backend. I understand how it works, what Inertia is replacing. So you're making full page components. That's correct. That's essentially what it is. Have you heard of PHP Code Sniffer? I have not. I haven't used PHP in years. That seems a lot like just a fetch wrapper. Kind of, but it does have a lot more functionality. If you go to the documentation, you'll see that there is quite a few things that Inertia offers. There is a lot more in Inertia. Where is this? There is a lot more in Inertia 2.0. So yeah, Here it basically explains the same thing, how it works, what is it for, what is the protocol, what you can create pages, emulate responses, redirects. You can have routing, forms as I explain, validation, client-side validation, how the props work, how you can pass data from your controller into your component using props, polling, prefetching, a lot of other advanced topics. But yeah, it has a lot to offer, so that it helps you still use React on your client, but have the communication between Laravel be a lot easier. I miss being able to just echo the results. Yeah, the good old times. You like that better than TanStack? I don't know what TanStack is. PHCode Sniffer is a formatting standard for PHP. What like hey, what is the PHP CS fixer is the one that I think I have. Unruly Hot Pig said, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for joining me. Inertia has adapters for other frameworks and languages. Yeah, you're not even constrained to just Vue.js and React. I think Svelte is also available. And if I'm not mistaken, you can also use a different backend. I think Rust was something that I heard about. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I think that's the idea. Pint? No, that's not it. Like prettier. So yeah, it's what I think I have right now is maybe I don't even have it. If command X. What is it that I have installed? Yeah, what I do use is PHP CS Fixer. That's what beautifies my code. Basically, I use a very simple version of this, I think. Like making sure that there are no spaces. What is it at the end of the file? It's a very simplified thing. I don't let it do much because sometimes it can get in the way. But that's what I do. PHP CS Fixer and nothing else. I have not heard about PHP Mess Detector either. Yes. Okay. So yeah, you're right. And I think didn't I think you should call it. I think I've been calling it Pint this whole time. It's Pint. And yes, it is built on top of PHP CX Fixer. When are you going to switch to Vim? I don't know. I tried. I actually have my VM setup already done, and I got Q2 AI. So where is it? Let me see. For example, let's say I go into her. This is way too small. Um, oh, it's not here. Bummer. I thought I had it. Or maybe he. Okay, hold, 1 second. Why do you switch to NVIM? Never mind. I thought I had my configuration done here. Obviously, I don't. But I did have like a pretty advanced setup at some point, but I don't know why I didn't stick with it. I think I felt a lot more comfortable with VS Code as my IDE, but I did switch to Vim Motions, which is like, yeah, I ended up using Vim Motions in VS Code, which I think I feel more comfortable doing that. Maybe one day. I'm not really too. It's not something that I really want to do. I tried it, didn't like it, went back to it. I actually I think I know why I didn't stick with it. It was a terminal. I'm just a Linux nerd. That's fine. You can use nvim in your Mac shell directly. Why do you need a VM? I don't use a VM. Oh, you know what it is? It was set up. I had it set up on my Windows PC, not my Mac. That's what it is. PHP mess detector looks for several potential problems within PHP source code, like possible bugs, suboptimal code. So it's what was the package from Nuno? Oh boy, I forgot about the package from Nuno that pretty much does that. It basically goes over your code and fixes lattice stamp. Thank you. So yeah, PHP mess detector sounds a lot like lattice stamp. You can't stand CSH? It's hard when you are getting used to it. I get it. Bash better than CSH. Fight me. Not gonna fight you on that one. Don't really care. No, I probably misspoke. I don't have a VM. I just use the terminal. But yeah, I remember setting up my because I did want to get into the Vim, get into basically Vim. So I did have my VM, my that's why. That's where I said VM. I did have my Vim setup using Lua configuration files, etc. It was pretty nice, pretty neat. But when it came to the terminal, I just I couldn't get the hang of it, and it didn't really work very well. Maybe it was a configuration setting that I had wrong, but I couldn't really open my terminal the way I wanted to, like something like this. It's super easy for me, and I'm so used to it that um, the fact that I didn't have this on my setup on Vim and I had to rely on having a different window or a different dock or a different tab for the terminal ended up being like I'm not gonna do it. Just going back to VS Code. But I did switch to Vim Motions, and that's why sometimes you see me struggle with simple line editing. No Tmux. I did have Tmux. I did have Tmux. Um, but again, it wasn't very complicated setup. And the whole window management on Tmux, that's another thing that I never got used to either. I think in some of my videos, you did see me using Tmux, and I even had like my social icons on the bottom of my terminal. That was cool. That was cool. But yeah, I think it was on my Windows PC when I was doing that. Remind me later. Oh, this is really bad. Oh yeah, I still have it here. This was my Tmux. And boom, 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 boom. I still have my Tmux setup here. Ah, there. See, this is what I had. This is my setup. So I had this screen, and I did have the what is it, leader FF for the finding of the files. It was a nice setup. I'm not gonna lie, but the terminal thing, it killed me. I even had like nice colors and everything else. What was the command for the terminal? Now the real question, why React? I wanted to learn. I've never used React before. Ooh, what did I do? And exit this just in case. I never used React before, and I always wanted to like dip my toes on it. So I figured, why not do it live and just learn as I go? I tried to do it without tutorials, just following the documentation and following the examples on the documentation, and it has been, well, it has been pretty great, pretty great. Everyone loves React. Everyone, everyone who streams on Twitch that is a web dev. I've seen a prevalence of that. I think that actually encouraged me to try and learn it. I was more comfortable with Vue.js though. So, but I didn't want to do something that was comfortable. I wanted to give myself a little challenge. Is that or go pretty much? You're lucky that way. Return HTML drives me crazy. Yeah, that's one thing I'm not really a fan of. JSX? Vue is much easier. I will give you that. React can get, it has pretty complicated concepts for things that I already go to the simplest way automatically, like um, iterating over a list of values, for example. I really like the Vue.js way of v-for on an HTML tag instead of opening and closing curly brackets and then do a map over an array and then return an HTML or a JSX snippet on each one. It's not really a fan of that. Not everyone likes React, and not everyone has to. That's why we have options. But yeah, the only reason I tried React for this little small project was just to learn. It was just a learning experience. I want to see how, at least have an opinion based on experience and not just observation. At least I know now. It's not bad, and I can see why everyone loves React. But if I have the option to choose, I would probably my top choice will be Livewire, and if it fits, Filament, and if it needs more client interaction that Livewire cannot provide, I would probably go with Vue and then React. Well, I'm not going to go and say it's not fun. I would say that it may not be fun for me. It was fun to learn about it. I'm not going to go that far and say that it's going to be my main language from now on, and I'm only going to use React, because that's a lie. JS sucks. Yeah, it's not great. I'm hoping things get better with version 19, but I am not holding my breath. Version 19 of what, React? And that's the thing. I mean, just because it may suck now for some people doesn't mean it has to stay that way. I mean, things can always and will always improve over time. Livewire, you say? Yes, Livewire. That's my preferred um, framework. Or yeah, let's call it framework. 19 just came out. React 19? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, version 19 apparently. Do I want to stern do I want to learn Go? You know what? I could. Wait. No, I'm thinking about Ruby. Is Go for web development too? Yeah, but Vue is on version 3 and better than 19 of React. My opinion? Okay. I kind of want to learn Go. I've never used it. Ruby is easy. Rails is so much easier than PHP. Never used it, so I don't have an opinion. You can use Go for web dev. Could be an interesting project. I mean, trying out new things. Although I don't really want to get too far away from Laravel. I tried this because Inertia, it's embedded with Laravel and you can use React, but don't want to go too far into the woods. Probably with Rails might be in the neighborhood, but Go, I don't know. Golang is a programming language that is open source, statically type, and compile. Ugh. It's not as comprehensive as PHP and other languages. Not as much built-in functions, for instance, but it's very performant. So it's not gonna fit on in every scenario. Yeah, that's a good thing, but it is also a bad thing because it can hinder your if you have to start from scratch every single time and do everything yourself. That's kind of why I like Laravel. You can just hit the ground running without having to worry about the details. Yeah, me too. I enjoy the built-in stuff. Like, give me all of the PHP artisan commands in the world. I'll be happy. And there are people that do like to like create their own um like handle creating their own like Laravel framework, like creating their own framework to handle routings, to handle requests and response and everything that Laravel already does. There are people that like to do it on their own. I'm just not that kind of guy. I rather just I'm too used to uh, creating a new project and everything just being built in right now. Yeah, me too. I mean, everyone is like at least 50 levels below prime. You got some Vim skills? Nice. It is actually very, very useful. I mean, it took me a while to get into V motions, and at first it was very, very slow. Like I was very, very slow. But now I would say I'm like between noob and at medium. Like I'm not advanced because I always make some mistakes, but at least I got the hang of it now. And it did help me a bit in the speed in the speed area, like coding without touching your mouse. I still do it every once in a while, but very much less than before. I could maybe keep up with him on a straight up typing test. You think? He's super fast, dude. But not coding. Yeah, me neither. I mean, when I see him coding, I'm like, it's like watching Flash coding. Like, I can't keep up. I was a Linux admin in my former life, so I spent all day in Vim. Uh huh. A Linux admin. I never really got into the admin side of IT. I used to be an admin, but it was very low level. And now in my job, I handle all of the programming, and there is another guy that does help with coding, but takes care of all of the admin stuff and server admin stuff. I really don't find that enjoyable. I fell into it. I went to school for programming, but the position opened close to me. Oh, the position that was open to you was a Linux admin, so I took it. That's okay. I mean, it you can still be an admin and sometimes practice with code. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And I think that's what you do. Been doing 10 years doing that. Now I'm a senior dev. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, everyone starts at least at the admin or computer level. And from there you kind of decide where you want to go. I like watching other nerds though. Are you calling me a nerd? Thank you. Damn right I am. Damn right I am too. Proudly a nerd. I think I was doing. Yeah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the tags right now. I'm gonna leave it for the weekend. I'll tackle it on Monday. I promise. And that'll be the last thing I do with this project. That'll be offensive? No. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I'm a freak. I don't think geek is offensive. Like being a geeky guy, it's kind of like being a nerd. It's not offensive at all. That's just what I tell my wife. I'm cool with being a nerd. Just don't call me a geek. Right. I'm okay with both. I don't mind. Where are we on time right now? 1 hour. I don't have the energy to do the tags. I'm probably gonna leave it for Monday. It was a long day. I woke up like 5 a.m. today. Woke up 5 a.m., go to the gym, work for like 9 hours, have a coffee, and then stream. I'm a bit tired right now. So yeah, I don't have the bandwidth to deal with the tax. So we'll do it on Monday, and then on Wednesday, we were going to start a new project. And my idea, if you haven't heard, is that I want to create like a dashboard for a dashboard where I can have like text to speech messages that came from Twitch. So every like react to events from Twitch using the Twitch API, send those over via webhooks to a backend of mine, and then handle those messages, create text to speech files, and then like play them out live. Do you want it? Oh, you want it to? Yeah, I want people to yell at me when they spend bits. I don't even know where I am right now. I'm very close. I can type, I promise. Where am I right now? This is all I need. I need to reach affiliate for me to be able to have bits. I'm probably not going I'm probably not going to do it with bits when developing this thing that I want to do. I'm probably just gonna do it with like channel points. That'll be easier. That's free. Yeah, basically not three. It's an average. What basically is it's having an average of 3 viewers for 20 for the last 28 days. So on the last 28 days, even if you have one day but you have four the other, it's like an average of that time period. I don't stream every day, and I actually stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for about 1.5 to 2 hours. It's not hard because I do enjoy it. Like this is like one of the best parts of my day. So I really enjoy it. So it's not hard, but there are days that I can't do it, and so the idea is you have to be consistent. That's the only thing. If you have a schedule, try to stick to it, and that really helps. I don't have 3. I have 2.8. I have 3 right now. Okay, that actually helps. If I can keep doing that for I don't even know for how long. This used to be like a 1.2 at like last month. So it has been going up steadily, and I just needed to go all the way up to 3, and then I'll be affiliate, and then I can have channel points. I can have you guys throw me bits and have subs, etc. All of it, all of that stuff. But not that important for me. I just need to reach that level. It's like a goal that I have. I don't care about schedule, but I have tried to follow some new people recently, and they just don't stream. Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, if you don't stream,
Not me, don't worry, just followed. You're amazing.
you're awesome, dude. Thank you so much. And you pushed me to 70. That was the goal, and you made it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, I've been trying to grow these numbers steadily, and that's a problem. If you don't keep a schedule, then people won't show up, because how do they know when do you stream? By having a schedule. If you have a favorite show or you're trying to get into a new show on TV, you know that if they have a schedule, you know when to have time to sit down and watch it. But if someone just shows up randomly at different days and different times, then the viewership is not going to be It's not going to grow easily. What is it? Now you better stream, or I'm going to be pissed. I will stream. I will be here. Like I said, same time, three times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Same hour. And it's being recorded on YouTube. So if you can't see it if you can't see it live, you can watch it on replay on YouTube. I think I do have alerts set up, and I send notifications on Discord, on my Discord server. I send I send a tweet, and also on Blue Sky. So I try to do that every time so that people know that I'm live. I work from home, so I can watch whenever. Hell, me too. I have 5 computers hooked up to my desk. I can find as well. 5 computers. Wow. Yeah, you are the Linux admin, having a bunch of computers hooked up. But yeah, I mean, my socials are there, and if you follow me on Twitter or on Blue Sky, or if you join my Discord, you're gonna know, because I always post as soon as I go live. And also, if you have notifications on Twitch, it will let you know. But yeah, I'm gonna be here for a long time. And we're gonna start a new project on Wednesday, and I hope that project goes well. This is something that I probably want to implement all the way to the end, like deploy it even, so that I can use it live, so that people can yell at me with an AI voice using channel points. I do have a Forge. I have a Forge account, a Forge subscription, and I have like a small I have a small server at work that I borrow. So that's where I keep that's where I put my website. So if I go to here, that I keep my website there. Sorry for the flashbang. So I use Forge for the deployment process, and I have a small Linux server from work. Yeah, they're not very. I asked permission, of course. I asked my boss if I could borrow like a small instance. It's not a whole server. It's like a server instance. It is Apache, I think. But yeah, I asked permission at work, and they let me have a small server instance that I could use for personal stuff. They're very cool. It's a very cool and relaxed job. I actually started playing with the Twitch API. I think it was yesterday. I managed to do like register an application that I can then log into and authorize it. But I haven't got too far yet. I'm still reading through the documentation. So I have an application here, and using Socialite for logging is super easy. Yeah, I do. But like I said, yeah, everything is via HTTP requests, which is easy. The hard part is going to be like, I don't even know. I'm still reading on it. I do know that, where is it? Where is the document? implementation here. Like using event sub, for example, you can subscribe to different type of events. And one of those events is chat. No, that's the subscription type. I think I'm using channel mod. WebSocket event, webhook events. This is the one. No, this is not the one. Event sub, handling webhook events, subscription types. Where is it? I don't remember. It's here somewhere. You can basically subscribe to any chat message event, and every time that happens, Twitch will send a GET request to a webhook of my choice. I can register that webhook and then have it listen for messages, and that's basically what I'm going to try to do. So just have a server listening for events from Twitch and then reacting to those, specifically chat messages, taking the text, creating using text to speech to create an audio file, and then have a queue where I can go in, click a button, and then listen to it live. Yeah, it's basically that. You can use either webhooks or WebSockets, but I'm not going to do WebSockets. I probably since I've used webhooks for Stripe and for Paddle, I kind of know how they work. I just need to figure out the authorization and authentication to the API, and then test it a lot. Stripe is good, yeah. Stripe is my preferred one. Paddle is good as well because they don't take you out of the website, but the flow of Paddle, it's a bit more complicated. Square? I haven't used Square. You use Visa? Ugh, that sounds awful. I haven't used Square. Oh, Square. Yeah. I know what it is, but I haven't used it. I see it everywhere on the US. I wonder if there is any. No, there is no. So the only implementation of Cashier packages, Cashier. So yeah, the Laravel Cashier only supports Stripe and Paddle. You can probably create your own implementations, but yeah, by default you can only use either Stripe or Paddle built in. Yeah, I mean probably there's got to be a way, right? Maybe not. Maybe a plugin, maybe. Square implementation with Laravel. Oh, they do have implementation with them. Probably using it just HTTP requests. Ah, but just okay, Laravel or Lumen. They do have a package. Square test. One-time payments, payments with customers, orders. How do I use it? As customers, authenticable. So this is kind of like the like the trait from cashier, but different. Routes. Wow, thank you for the. Yeah, sure. Look, online. Yes, there. How do they expect you to read this? Like you have to go all the way. Like, oh, lost it. Yeah, just go 300 in Zoom and you can read it, dude. But yeah, looks like it. They do have their own implementation for Laravel, which is cool. Maybe we can create a small project with this. We have already used Paddle and Stripe. Maybe Square will be a nice exercise. Nah, I'll look at it later. Jeez. You have code snippets, guys. It's not that hard. It's a nice read. I'll read it through. 2018. Wow. This is concerning because probably the Laravel version has changed a lot. So I don't know how up to date this document is. It's not, obviously, but there's probably some Laravel aspects that definitely change. They probably have an SDK that is more up to date, probably, which is, yeah, this one. Oh, come on. Arch, don't be dumb. That's a problem. Last release, December 30, 2023. Are you telling me this is... Okay, hold on. Okay, no, that's fine. The new one goes all the way up to 10. Not a version 10. 11 not supported yet, which is fine. But a lot of things change on Laravel 11. So that's a bummer. There could be some breaking changes on Laravel 11 that could affect a project using the new Square SDK. We could try it though. Sounds like fun. The actual Square Dev package. This is the package. I mean, this is the... That's the one in the... There's not another one. This is like the official Square. And they even posted that in their Square developer website. If you're trying to post a link, it's not going to let you. Yeah. See, this is where I went before. This is developer.squareup.com. And in that documentation, they mention the Nicolag Laravel Square package. That's what they are using. And that package, latest version, supports Laravel 10, up to Laravel 10. I don't think they have docs for, I mean, APIs. I don't know. They do have a package for PHP. Let's see. View the docs. Payment. With payment SDK. That's just a blog post about PHP. PHP SDK. So they do have an SDK for, but it's for PHP, not specifically for Laravel. Yeah, it will work. It's just that there, you probably have to do all the wrapping of the classes yourself, which is fine. Yeah, you can totally use this. Although, is it how many countries do they support? They support most of them. It's available in the US, Canada, Australia, Japan, UK, Ireland, France, and Spain. That's it. So I'm not going to be able to use it because I am not in the US. Kind of limited. I mean, only those countries. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to make a pause here. We're going to leave it here. It's been nice hanging out with you guys and chatting, but I gotta go get me some dinner and try to go to bed early because I am a bit tired. Either way, we'll see you again on Monday, same time. We'll try to get this tax input done and over with. And on Wednesday, we'll begin a new project. I'm going to do some research this weekend so that we can hit the ground running. If you found any of this helpful, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, follow me on Twitch if you're not doing so already, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. And if you're on Twitch, hang on because we are rating someone, which is always fun. Let's see who is on today. Probably the Muhurals. Yep. Or maybe we can raid this other guy. Phenomenon. He's playing Final Fantasy Tactics. Ooh, I love that game. Actually, let's go and raid him. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a great weekend. Bye.